All right, y'all, welcome to the show. Yeah, Mitch McConnell, barely alive. I'm going to show you the video everybody's talking about where he freezes yet again. This is like the second time in a very short time span that this happened. So we'll talk about that. We also have Vivek and Sean Hannity butting heads. Hannity decided to be a little tougher on Vivek, but you're not going to be surprised to learn it's over the stupidest issue imaginable. So, of course, like, there's 85,000 things that Vivek is wrong on. Sean Hannity zeroes in on, like, one of his least bad statements and pummels him over it. So we'll talk about that. We also have Chris Christie gets confronted about the authoritarianism in the Republican Party. And does he have a good answer? Because we all know recently he's been beating up on Trump. He's against Trump trying to do a coup and all that stuff. Okay, good. I mean, it's amazing. What a low bar. It's like, that's the, oh, good for you. You're a Republican who doesn't want to do an insurrection. But I think he swings and misses on the question about authoritarianism. We'll talk about that. Then later on in the show, we have a media bias chart, which is hilariously stupid. We have Mark Levin absolutely loses his mind and screams and flails on air, all in defense of his Emperor God King Trump. That's rather embarrassing. And the Pope flames U.S. conservatives, so that's all fun and dandy. Anyway, guys, do me a big favor. Click the subscribe button. I'm still desperately trying to stay ahead of my lovely and beautiful wife, Crystal, and their channel, Breaking Points. And look, they grow at a faster clip than I do. It's just a fact. So the only way I can stay ahead is by coming out here and begging you guys like a loser to please click that sub button and keep me ahead. So nonetheless, I will do it. And also click that bell icon so you get a notification every single time a video drops. And remember, you can always support this show on Patreon or tip through YouTube. There's a thanks button below. I've never had a conversation with an advertiser, and you guys help build this show from the bottom up. So a deep thank you from the bottom of my heart to everybody who already supports this show on Patreon or tips on YouTube. It means the world to me, man. It really does. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into it. So Mitch McConnell, yet again, we had another moment here where his brain goes, that was an underwhelming fart sound. I was hoping for something a little more oomph to it, a little more powerful. But anyway, that's what his brain did, and yeah, it's hard to watch. Anyway, let's see.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
He said, "What were I talking about? What?" Not a good sign. Not a good sign. Now, so far, in his defense, I probably say that shit all the time. There's times my brain has stopped working mid-sentence on this show, so I can only I can only judge so harshly. I like that. New word, Jarge. I can only judge so harshly, but it's about to get really bad.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny. Yep.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
It's kind of adorable that woman seems to think this is an issue with him being hard of hearing. He's had, I think it was 2 concussions relatively recently. He like fell twice. Look, he's just falling apart, right? It's like Dianne Feinstein type level where Feinstein missed months, and as a result of her missing months, the approval of various judges plummeted. So like literally holding up something that's super important for the country, because she was out and in the hospital and she doesn't want to step down. She appeared to not know that she was missing for months when talking to reporters. She confused a lawmaker she's known for her whole life, basically, with some other lawmaker. Like, things need to be repeated to her over and over. That's what's going on with Feinstein. Now, McConnell, I mean, it seems like it's a similar situation, right? He doesn't know where he is. He doesn't know what he's doing. His brain's not functioning. And look, I feel bad. Like, but the reality is you have an important job. You are a U.S. senator. So just Come on, go lay on a beach and sip a mojito and relax and enjoy your last 7.5 minutes on this earth, because this is brutal, man. This is brutal. And look, it is also embarrassing for the country, right? Like, so we have Dianne Feinstein. That situation's embarrassing. We have Mitch McConnell. This is embarrassing. His brain stops working for 2 minutes at a time in the middle of speeches and press conferences and stuff. But then we also have, like, Joe Biden ain't doing so well either. He's struggling. He stumbles over his words. He barely knows where he is. They gotta, shoot him full of Adderall in order to get him through the day, most likely. You got Donald Trump. He's got 91 criminal charges against him, and he's also kind of ancient and bulbous. He's a large man. And it's like, these are the people that everybody's going to think about when they think of the U.S. And I'm not one for the optics BS arguments of how's the rest of the world going to see us? In 98% of cases, I hear that argument and I'm like, whatever, who cares? But this is an instance where it actually is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Age is not the issue in and of itself, because there are plenty of old people who are perfectly with it and they can still do the job. It's more like your mental competence and your ability to still continue to do basic functions. And we're way beyond that now. This is a guy who, he's a senator, but he probably literally needs a live-in nurse to get through the day. And it's sad. It's sad. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for Feinstein. I want them to go chill and relax and take it easy. But instead they're pushing through. And by the way, the question at the beginning of this was about running for re-election in 2026. 2026? There is no way he's still going to be around in 2026. I don't know what it is. What? They get a little taste of that corporate money and that power and they just can't give it up? Is that what it is? I don't know. I'm genuinely asking you guys, but this is embarrassing, man. What are these politicians? What are they? They're just puppets of their donors. They're puppets of corporate America. So they don't even care if your brain doesn't work. It's hey, are you going to pass the bill that gives me a giant subsidy? Are you going to pass the bill that gives me a giant tax cut? Are you going to pass the bill that guts the safety regulations that impact me? Okay, great. I don't care if you can't even speak. Go ahead. Do your job, please. That's where we're at right now. So, here, one more time. This is very similar to the last time. One more time.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election.
What am I talking about? What? Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. You gotta step down, bro. You gotta step down.
Oh, that's
Oh.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
Look, I think it's time for this generation to step aside and let the young generation take its place. And again, it's not just because of the age. It's because now basic functions are too difficult. I don't know anybody who can watch this video and think, nah, it's good. We're chilling. This is fine. No, nobody thinks the Feinstein situation is okay. Nobody thinks this situation is okay. Even 77% of the country says Biden is too old for another term. 69% of Democrats say that too. And it's not because of the age. It is just because they no longer have the ability to do the job. Even when they were young and fit and with it, they were giant corporate sellouts. But now it's corporate sellouts plus can't even string a sentence together without your brain shutting down and rebooting in front of everybody's eyes. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.